Hey everybody, it's Rory from A&S Gear, and we're looking at tank regulators today. This is the brand new tank reg from HK called the Aerolite regulator. We've got it in this box. I forgot where I'd put it for a second there. We're gonna open it up. You can look on the inside. We've got a Pro V2 Ninja reg right here also. Compare it weight-wise to the Pro V2. And just kind of see what it looks like on the bottle right here. So let's open it up. Here's your box. This is what you're getting right here, right here. Pull that out. Pretty good looking. When I first saw this reg, I was like, good Lord, that's a big regulator. If you kind of compare it to a Ninja one, it looks fatter than a Ninja one. It's not any taller. Well, it's a little bit taller than a Ninja one, but not by much. It has a mini gauge on it. But it's lighter. It's all aluminum. The Pro V2 style Ninja reg has a brass bonnet on it, so it's actually heavier. Even though this looks bigger, it's lighter. It's like magic. Let's go ahead and do this real quick. Let's get some zeros. There we go. Ninja 5.8. Aerolite 4.6, so an ounce lighter, 1.2 ounces lighter. So there you go, you can check it out. So the regulator that you're going to get, which would be comparable to the Pro V2, we've got 360-degree rotation of adjustment. We've got it's rebuildable. We can get inside. We've got different pistons that we can put in there. We've got adjustable pressures, just like you're going to get out of the Ninja reg, but at a slightly lighter weight than the Pro V2. So let's go ahead and check this out. I'm gonna just throw it onto the 68 real quick so you guys can get a look and see what it looks like on the bottle. It's completely 100% made in the USA. It's got to have just some different features on the inside that we'll look at when we open it up. Namely the spring that they're using inside of there. They're using a different kind of spring than you might be used to seeing, and that's where they're getting this much higher recharge rate and longevity, spring length, or spring life I should say, than you're seeing in other regulators. So let's pull it open. You've got two sets of screws that are on here. You've got a set along the top and then one in the middle of the body. The set along the top is going to let us adjust position. So obviously this is degassed. Whenever you're working on a regulator, make sure you've got it off of the bottle or your tank is completely degassed before you start undoing screws on your regulator. Can't stress that enough. We're going to take these screws, we're going to remove them. 1, 2, 3. We're going to set those to the side. Now, once we've got those 3 screws removed, we can rotate this bonnet. And it is not the entire bonnet that is rotating, because the bonnet would be right here. It's just actually this blue threaded section at the top. That's going to rotate. So it can go anywhere. There's no notches that you can rotate to a spot and then that's where it goes, and then rotate to a spot and that's where it goes. This has 360 degrees of rotation or setting, and you can put it anywhere you want. So you are not limited to like 8 different positions or whatever the position, however many some of the other regs might have. It can go anywhere. Once you find the spot that you like, then we would go ahead and just put our screws back in. I'm going to leave it alone for right now because I'm going to pull the rest of it off as well. Another thing about this top right here, it's blue right now, but these will be available in lots of different colors. So down the road, you pick up a reg, maybe you want, I don't even know what colors are coming, but I'm going to say maybe you want a purple one, a pink one, a green one, a red one, a black one, I don't know. You'll be able to get it if that color is made. But they will be coming out. You'll be available, or you'll be able to change the threaded section of your regulator to a different color. Now let's move on to the next section. Again, 3 screws. People throwing things over there. Let's go. With these 3 screws out, I am able to actually pull the top of the bonnet off. And there it comes out. We've got our distribution block. we have the most important part is our piston. Let's go ahead and pull that out. We have one O-ring in the top up there, one large white, I don't know what material it is. It's probably Teflon, like most regs are. Nice large valve right there. It's got cuts along the side of it, so it's going to have good airflow out through it. Our piston right here, pretty typical looking piston, nothing too fancy. Where the difference on this really comes down to is the spring stack. Now this is not like a Belleville washer stack or a standard coil spring. This is called a wave spring. The way these are designed, they are much quicker to return to their original position, and their lifespan is much longer than a standard coil spring or Belleville stack, giving it longer life at consistent pressures. You're not going to see over time the pressure fade or change on this particular type of spring. So you're always going to get consistent results out of the regulator. Plus, like I said, it's faster, so you're going to get faster recharge rates. And in today's paintball, people, well, I shouldn't say too much in today's paintball, and just paintball in general, people want to shoot fast. And the faster you can get that air going through the regulator and into the gun, the faster the guns are going to be able to cycle. So you can check out that spring. Pretty cool spring setup on there. They call this a wave spring right there. Now, as far as adjustability, the reg right out of the box is going to become preset at a standard output pressure, about 850 or so. It does come with a low pressure piston, this red one right here, which is going to drop your output pressure to about 450. There are two other ones that are going to be available as well. So there's going to be an extra low pressure one, which will be another piston, which will put it about 250 output. And then there's going to be an extra high pressure version, which will not be a piston. It'll be the original piston, but it'll have another little piece of wave spring in black that you will add to this, and that'll bump you up into that extra high pressure. So if you're running like auto mags or like a Tipman with an RT trigger and a cyclone feed, and you need something that's really pushing some pressure through there, or like a T15 with the select fire on it, then you'll want something with a higher pressure output, and you'll want to go with that kind of spring setup on there. But all those will be available down the road. From right off the bat, though, you're getting the standard regulator, and you're getting, or not standard, the standard output pressure and the low pressure output pistons. One other thing, I'm going to pull that apart. Now that we've got the rotational, or the screws all undone, we can pop off the top, our threaded section. I'm not sure if they're going to call this the bonnet or this the bonnet. But you can see there's one large O-ring in here. That's what seals this upper section to the top. But it's easy to pop it right out, clean it, inspect it, place an O-ring if you need to, pull that O-ring out of there if you need to, whatever you need to do. Disassembly is very, very simple. And they went with the pin valve, as you can see through that. So you shouldn't have any issues with certain regulators not working with it either. That's it. Put this back together. This is the HK Aerolite regulator. I really like it. I think the setup is super cool. I like the weight of it. I like the ease of use of it. I like that they made it kind of big, and it feels like it's strong and robust. And it's got a lot of accessories that are come with it. Completely 100% made in the USA, just like their bottles right here. I definitely recommend picking one up. This is the new Aerolite regulator from HK Army, available through the website or yours now through ansgear.com.